what I try to do is make it as easy and simple as possible for somebody to do business with me. And I feel like other people make it really, really hard for me to do business with them.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Lake Norman Business Podcast. My name's Danny Decker here with Ryan Weber, and today we're going to talk about reducing friction in your business. So what's that all about?
Yeah, Danny, I think this is one of the things that gets me excited and also very frustrated. So one of what I try to do is make it as easy and simple as possible for somebody to do business with me. And I feel like other people make it really, really hard for me to do business with them. And basically what this is when someone's ready to give you money, shut up and let them give you money in the simplest way possible. I'll use an example here. We just recently moved into a new house 2 months ago. My irrigation, one of the little, sprinklers wasn't working. So I found the company that installed it. I called them. They came over. They fixed it. And my wife is in love with exterior lighting. They also do lighting. I'm like, great. So I called them. Took me 3 or 4 times to get in touch with somebody. Finally got in touch with somebody. I'll just come over. Just mark what sprinkler is wrong, and I'll also give you a quote. Great. So I marked it, comes over. I wasn't there, leaves. I get an email, and all the email is an invoice. Or not even an invoice, sorry. I guess it is an invoice for the lighting. Here's what the lighting would cost. So first question was, is the sprinkler fixed? Is it all good? That's what I really called you about. Never heard anything. Second was, great. That's a great price for the lighting. Would love to move forward. How can I do that? Send that email back. Is sprinkler fixed? Want to get my lighting. Tell me what I need to do. I can pay right now. Get an email back a day later, 1 full day. I responded in like 10 minutes. And they said, hey, Ryan, send a check to the address on the invoice.
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
a check?
First off, I mean, yeah, we write checks, but you're telling me you want me to pull out my checkbook, find my checkbook, pull it out, write a check, figure out where that address was, go to the mailbox. And we don't have a mailbox at the end of our driveway now, so I got to go walk down to the little mailbox thing and put it in there, and then hope that you contact me back. That's a lot of friction.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you money and have you come over and do it.
No, that's crazy, man. And that's such a good topic. And I think that part of it happens when we're in a business cycle where it's easy, right? And so a lot of people in the contracting space, in after COVID, were just hit with everyone was spending their money on home improvement because they couldn't spend their money on travel or anything like that. And so I think that industry, generally speaking, got really complacent, and that happens in every industry. And it's but now we're kind of in this interesting economic point where there's a little more uncertainty. Are we heading towards a recession? And it's all of a sudden, being complacent and making your customers work to do business with you, that's not going to fly anymore.
No,
because the customers aren't going to do it, or your competition is going to figure it out ahead of you. And if you make people jump through hoops, you're going to be in a bad place.
Yeah, with the movement of technology and how easy it is to go do things in their everyday life, if you're in an industry that hasn't progressed forward and you're not progressing forward with how you're doing business, you're hurting your business.
Yeah.
If you don't accept credit cards, you're hurting your business.
Which a shocking amount of even professional services organizations, my agency works with a lot of law firms, a shockingly high percentage of law firms don't accept credit cards. And it's year 2023, you got to accept credit cards.
Yeah. And here's a huge pet peeve of mine. Don't charge an upcharge because they want to use a credit card. It's the cost of doing business, man. Right. It's 2023.
That really is so irritating.
Yeah. Or you can pay with a card, it's an extra 3%.
Yeah.
No, just charge me more 3%. Don't tell me that. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, I think that's a really, really, really good point. I think one of the ways that I think about this is in creating your sales process. And part of the problem is a lot of businesses don't have a sales process.
Right.
So it's just whatever I feel like doing today. But, in my business, I'm very intentional about how we approach sales and specifically what we are asking from our customer each step of the way. Because as soon as you start asking people to do too much work or to do too many things all at once, they're not going to do it.
That's a big thing. Don't make your customers work to work with you.
Right.
Make it easy. It should be a no-brainer. and, send a email link that says click here to move forward, just very simple thing. And then when I click there, it should just have my credit card and you're done. It's not, I got to click 5 more times and read through.
And if another example, if you're a business that needs someone to sign a contract, if you need a signed contract, use tools like DocuSign, because I still get contracts from vendors where it's like I have to print it out, sign it, scan it, upload it, email. I was like, I'm not going to do that. My printer only works half the time anyways. Like if it doesn't feel like working today, we're just out of luck.
To be honest, to be completely honest, you didn't do that. You don't do that. Like you're like, I'm just not going to work with you. I'm going to find someone else. I didn't work with the landscape lighting company. I haven't contacted them. Why? Because I don't want to do the work. I'm a busy guy. I don't want to do that extra work. So I'm going to go find. I'd rather spend the time finding a new company that just has something online or will take my credit card over the phone.
And here's the really scary thing: if you're in the business perspective, you just don't know that happened, right? So you literally don't know how many people you're losing, how much revenue, how many customers you're missing out on just because your process is too difficult. Because they're never going to call you and tell you that. They're just going to go find. And so it's like you put all this effort into marketing, building your brand, doing good work, doing all of this stuff, putting all this work in, only to trip at the goal line. You're at the 1 foot line and you trip on your way into the end zone because you're making life too hard for your customers. It's a shame.
Yeah, it really is. It's a shame. That's a good way to put it. I think the big takeaway from this is one very clear, very easy, specific call to action for your clients to do business with you.
Yeah. And if you have to get them to do more than one thing, either sit down with them and guide them through it.
Do it for them.
Do it exactly. Whenever possible, do it for them, or feed it to them one step at a time. Don't feed them 4 things. No, I just think that's so important. I had somewhere else I wanted to go with that too. It's slipping my mind, but so this is I think a really good exercise is put yourself in your client perspective, right? What does it look like to do business with your business, right? You can even hire someone to mystery shop you.
That's what I was going to say. Pay for your service. Literally call your office. If it's you that would do it, interact with yourself.
Yeah.
Do that exercise.
And just go through and say where each step along this journey, where can I reduce the friction? How can I make this easier?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it's time as well. Some people, I feel just from a sales perspective, if you're good at sales, you can read it. I don't want to spend time talking to people. If I'm ready to buy, I'm ready to buy. I don't want to have a 1-hour sales consult. So read the room. How can you make it shorter? How can you make everything quicker, simpler, easier? Yeah. You're going to sell a lot more stuff.
Shut up and take their money. And you're so right, because so many, especially junior, newly inexperienced salespeople feel like they have to get through their spiel no matter what. And it's dude, if they're ready to sign, just do it. Get the deal done.
I remember one time I called a business and they were going through their spiel, and I said, hey, I don't need to be sold to. I'm already ready to buy. I just need someone to take my credit card, because they sent me to a setter before I went to a closer and, that whole deal. I'm like, I just need somebody to take my credit card. I'm already ready to buy. And they're like, okay, well, what about, and I'm like, I don't want to do business with you anymore. I'm very just... I don't want to have to deal with friction.
Love it. Yeah, awesome. Good topic. Great opportunity. I mean, literally any business out there can find something to do to reduce friction. I know when I get back to the office today, I'm gonna run through my processes again and be like, what else can I do better to reduce friction? You got to make it easy. People have so many alternatives, right? There's so much, today's digital world, your competition isn't just next door, it's anywhere, with an internet connection. And it's if you're not making it easy for your customers, somebody else is going to make it easy for your customers. And you can't afford that.
Absolutely.
All right, great. Good stuff, Ryan. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.